What's up guys, my name's Yuli. I'm the head route setter and one of the personal trainers here at RKC. And today we're going to be covering hangboard basics. Hangboarding at home is a great way to maintain finger strength and potentially increase your finger strength while you can't be getting to the gym. If you don't have a hangboard and are looking to get one, you can find one online. There's various different styles. Most of them are around $100, give or take like $20 either direction. Personally for me, I like wooden hangboards because they're very nice on your skin, and I think they'll look nice around the house. But yeah, anything pretty much works. I try to get hangboards that have a lot of easy handholds. That's just me. Alright, so we're going to just jump straight into this. Since we're going to be hanging, we have to talk about the different ways there are to grip a hold. So the first type of grip that we have is an open hand crimp. My hand is mostly relaxed and just curled at the fingertips. The second is a half crimp, where I'll pull up my fingers to about a 90-degree angle. And the third is a full crimp, where I'll crank all the way up on my fingertips, and sometimes I'll wrap my thumb over the index finger like so. For hangboarding and for this session, we want to stay away from the full crimp and stick with either the half crimp or the open crimp. Either one is fine, half or open. We want to stay away from the full. Alright, now that we've gone over how to grip the grips on the hangboard, we're going to talk about your form with the rest of your body. The first thing we'll talk about is your arms. You're going to want a slight bend in your elbow. You're not going to want it to be hanging all the way straight down. The next thing you're going to focus on is your shoulders are going to be back, retracted and engaged in the shoulders. And then the third thing is you're going to want to maintain good core tension while relaxing everything else. So all together it's going to look like this. Shoulders back, elbows slightly bent, core engaged. Simple as that. Alright, before we get started with our workout, I want to just share some helpful tips for longevity. A lot of us are going to be cooped up at home for a little while, so it's important that we pay attention to several different things to make sure that we're not going to be getting injured at home and then not being able to climb later. So the first thing I want to talk about is warming up. It's really important to warm up slowly. You never want to try too hard too fast, so never hop on like a really hard hold and start pulling from the get-go. You want to take your time and start with easy things and build up to it. If at any point you're in your workout and you lose proper form that I just went over, you want to go ahead and stop and back down immediately. At any point, if you lose proper technique, you're increasing your chances of injury. So we want to avoid that. That being said, if you do have any tweaks or pains that are abnormal in the middle of your workout, just go ahead and stop as well. It's not worth trying past that point and potentially hurting yourself. In addition to those things, the goal initially is to start easy enough that you can make it through your whole workout without failing to full exhaustion. We don't want to get to the point where we're so tired that, again, it increases our chances of getting hurt and being like way too sore to ever want to hangboard ever again. So those are my tips. The goal is to aim for incremental progression over time. So start easier and build as you go. Talking about how to warm up for hangboarding, the first step before you do any physical activity really is you want to get in about 3 to 5 minutes of cardio. So that could be running, jumping jacks, jump rope, biking, any one of those at a low to moderate intensity. Again, you don't want to be trying too hard too fast, so do about 3 to 5 minutes of some cardio to get the blood flowing. The next thing that you want to do is start a dynamic warm-up. So you can do arm circles. Basically, you just want to start warming up the parts of your body that we're going to be using. So for hangboard, that's our shoulders, that's our back, that's our biceps, our fingers, right? So we're going to start with easier movements like arm circles, and then we can build to doing different hangs on the hangboard, doing pull-ups and that sort of thing before we're getting ready for our workout. Alright, so after my warm-up and I'm ready to start hanging, one thing that I like to do is get a platform to set my feet on to take weight off my hands. You can grab a chair, a bench, a cooler full of beer, whatever, you can throw it down and put your feet on it so that you can start warming up your hands for hanging. So I'll just go ahead and get started. I'll grab onto some good holds just so it's nice and easy to start out, and I'll just alternate taking off one arm, hanging, putting the other one back on, just kind of shifting my body weight around, putting weight on my hands. Just nice and easy. And as I'm ready for it, I'll progress to slightly smaller handholds and incrementally get harder and harder until I feel like I'm ready to try hard. So for this portion of your warm-up, you could do this from anywhere to 5 to 10 minutes, just kind of grabbing different grips, getting warmed up and ready to go. All right, now that we're warmed up, we can go over the actual workout for our hangboarding session. A reminder that this is a beginner level workout that pretty much anyone will be able to do. And there's a couple different things you can do to dial up the intensity if you're looking for something more advanced. But basically we're gonna have 3 sets, starting with the easiest grip first, then a medium grip, then a hard grip. So everyone has a different hangboard, everyone's at a different skill level, so I'm just gonna classify them as an easier grip, which isn't gonna be very challenging, a medium grip that's gonna be moderately challenging, and then your final set is gonna be on a hard handhold that's gonna push you a little bit. Cool. So the sets are all gonna look the same as far as the outline of them. It's gonna be a 10-second hang followed by a 30-second rest for 3 reps, and then you're gonna have a longer rest of 3 minutes after that. All right, so you're gonna grab a timer so that you can be hanging for the correct amount of time and resting for the right amount of time as well. So I'll go ahead and get started on what would be the first set. It's gonna be with the easy grip. So for me, I'll just say that this one right here is gonna be my, these two are gonna be my easy grips. So I'll start with that, with a 10-second hang and 30-second rest for 3 sets. So I'll start my timer and I'll kind of let it get to a number, get set up, and hit good form and start my hang. It's just a 10-second hang, so it shouldn't be too hard at this point. And then we're moving on to a 30-second rest. So keep an eye on the timer, get my rest in, and then hit the next 2 sets before the 3-minute rest. All right, that's a beginner hangboard workout. It's important to cool down and stretch a little bit after you're done exercising. If this was something that you're like, that was cool, but it's like too easy for me, there's different ways that you can increase the intensity of your hangboard workout. You could decrease the amount of rest time in between hangs, or your long rests in between the sets. And you can also increase the number of sets that you have. So depending on how you're feeling where you're at, you can do that, and of course you can always be going down in hold sizes if it's too easy for you as well. Alright, pull-up challenge. This is a fun challenge that I learned at a pole vault camp one time, and basically it's to see what number you can get to, but you just start with 1 pull-up and then you take a full minute's rest. And then after each rest, you add an additional pull-up. So then it'll be 2 pull-ups with a minute rest, 3 pull-ups with a minute rest, 4, 5, and you see what number that you can get to. It gets pretty hard faster than you'd think. So I'm curious to see what number you guys can get to on your 1 pull-up, 1 minute rest challenge. Alright guys, thanks for watching. We really appreciate any feedback that you have as far as how you like this video and what other content you guys are interested in seeing. We're already planning on releasing more figure strength exercises and training that you can do right from home. So stay tuned, we'll keep you posted.